The Saints are getting their guy, baby. The New Orleans Saints are getting their guy. Breaking news, Dat Nation. The New Orleans Saints are expected to hire Klint Kubiak. The 49ers pass game coordinator is expected to get a deal done with the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, this cannot be done until after the Super Bowl, which is next Sunday. But according to Adam Schefter, we're getting reports that the Saints are working to hire Niners passing game specialist Klint Kubiak as their OC per sources. Kubiak would join the Saints after he coaches his final game with the Niners in Super Bowl 58. No deal can be finalized until after the game. So there you have it. We got our guy. Saints fans, this is why you subscribe, because we're bringing you breaking news live. We are here. We're ready to go. We're going to break all this down. We're going to discuss all the news, all the happenings, give my thoughts, give my opinion, and all that fun stuff. And on top of that, we're going to take your questions, get your reactions, and of course, we're going to have some fun in the process, get some drinks, have some fun. And it's Friday, baby, so let's have a good old time, and let's start the weekend off right. I got producer Chip riding shotgun with me. Shout out to him for getting this show ready and off the road with me. So everyone clap it up for Chip.
Let's get it, baby.
Everyone clap it up for Chip for me. We got 103 people watching, Woo! 17 likes. I need 25 likes before we start breaking this thing down.
Come on.
I want to get 25 likes before we start breaking down the hiring of Klint Kubiak. Chip, are you pumped up, my friend?
Oh, I mean, I'm so pumped up. I'm so happy for the Saints fans.
Yeah,
man.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. I love it.
He's going to be a good hire, man. I think he's going to add a lot of really good things to this offense. I think it's going to be very impactful in a positive way for Derek Carr. I think that this is the guy that the Saints need, and I think this is the guy that the Saints had their eyes on this whole time. Of course, guys like Zach Robinson, Jon Gruden, Gerard Johnson, other people were named and listed and rumored, but they got their guy. The New Orleans Saints are going with Klint Kubiak. Be sure to subscribe because we are locked in. We are live right now breaking all this down, and you don't want to miss a thing. Trust me. When you're at work on Monday, you're not going to want to be the guy who's like, oh, crud, I didn't see that Klint Kubiak got hired by the Saints, and how did I miss that? Well, it's because you weren't subscribed. So if you don't subscribe, you ain't alive. And you know another thing, you ain't alive unless you check out our awesome sponsor, PrizePicks. They are making this live show possible, so shout out to them. We have a deal for the Dat Nation where you can get an $100 deposit match if you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and you plug in promo code CLNS. That link is in the comment section and description of this video. We also have it in the live chat for those of you who are hanging out with us live. PrizePicks is daily fantasy sports made easy. You just pick 2 to 6 players, choose more or less based on their projected stats, and voila, you win some money. So for the Super Bowl, this is the projections I'm rolling with. I'm picking Patrick Mahomes to go more than, hold on. Yeah, you're reading that right. More than a half passing yard. Even if Patrick Mahomes goes Aaron Rodgers mode and only plays like 3 plays, you still make money because Aaron Rodgers had 4 yards. Isaiah Pacheco, I'm taking him more than a half rushing/receiving touchdown. That can be either or, and I'm making some cash there. And Brock Purdy, if my man Glock Purdy can sling the rock 248.5 or more yards, I'm winning some real cash. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Plug in that promo code CLNS. All that information is in the comment section and description of this video. Thank you, PrizePicks, for making this show possible. So let's talk about the hire real quick, and then we're going to discuss really all of this in full detail and how it impacts the Saints. But let's go through a handful of things to know and things to talk about for Klint Kubiak. So he's the son of legendary NFL coach Gary Kubiak. He was also the Broncos quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator. Spent some time with the Vikings under Mike Zimmer as the offensive coordinator and the quarterbacks coach. He does have experience calling plays, and he's part of that Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, which is a very, very strong coaching pool to pull from. It feels like it's either McVay or Shanahan. Those are the 2 guys you want to be pulling from. And in terms of the passing efficiency for the 49ers, I want to talk about Brock Purdy here for a second because not only does Kyle Shanahan deserve credit, but I think that Klint Kubiak does as well because Brock Purdy's stats in 2023, he had the number 3 He was number 3 in passing touchdowns with 31. He was first in yards per attempt. His deep ball completion percentage was number 1 in the NFL. The pressured completion percentage is number 4. The red zone completion percentage, number 2. The true passer rating, number 1 in the NFL. QBR, number 1. Expected points above replacement expected points above is 217.8. That's number 1. The receiving target separation is number 14 in the NFL, and the deep ball catchable rate is number 1. A lot of that is Brock Purdy, but a lot of that is also Klint Kubiak and having his fingerprint on that 49ers offense. So do you like the Saints hiring and expecting to hire Klint Kubiak? Didn't really make sense on the graphic to say, do you like the Saints are expected to hire, blah, blah, blah. It didn't really make sense for me. So do you like that the Saints are going to hire Klint Kubiak? Just give me a Y for yes or an N for no. We got 105 people hanging out with us, 62 likes. Can we get to 75? I'll tell you what, once we get to 75 likes, here at Saints Now by Chat Sports, we like to have a little fun. I'm going to break open my first drink of the day. I'm rolling with the Happy Dad, trying to have some electrolytes, trying to hydrate, and shoot me. I'm sorry. I like to, get a buzz and have it taste good. I don't want to necessarily drink Natty Light or Bud Light because that stuff isn't good. But anyway, I like Yuengling, though. I love Yuengling. Yuengling's a great beer. I'm just not a cheap light beer guy, and that's kind of what we have in the office here, unfortunately. So I'm going Happy Dads today. But I see a lot of yeses in coming from John Trosclair, Anthony Burrs, Troy Banks, Jigsaw, McKeel Brown, Carl McRae. Hey, guys, the more likes we get, the more Saints fans will hang out with us and the more fun we'll have. We did cross 75 likes. We're at 76 now, so cheers to you guys.
Let's get it going, baby. Let's get it going.
Happy Friday from Jay. Calvin likes the hire. Mikey Taylor likes the hire. Bo Stevens likes the hire. Jose, YBK, they all like the hire. Guys, who wants to be the first person to send in a super chat of the Klint Kubiak era? Who wants to be the first super chat of the Klint Kubiak era? We have an awesome offseason super chat menu that we are rolling with this entire offseason. We're going to switch a few things up here periodically, but any super chat, you're going to get a shout out. $5, we're going to go marching, sing when the Saints go marching in. $10, let me kind of skip to this right here, the Saints Now MVP raffle. Whoever sends in the most $50 super chats, you are going to win the first ever Saints Now by Chat Sports Hall of Fame football. It's going to have a custom logo. And if you want to send in a $10 super chat, we'll add your name to it. And at the end of the month, we're going to send that away. $10, you signed the ball. $20, last time we went live, we were doing push-ups. I'm still pretty sore, so still trying to get jacks for my girlfriend, Maddie. I'm going to do jumping jacks this time. $20, you can see a husky guy do jumping jacks. Trust me, you'll laugh as much as you think you will. U.S. Champ wants to be the first one to send in a super chat for the Klint Kubiak era. Cheers, brother. 'Cause when the Saints go marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in, Klint Kubiak wants to be a part of that number. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. There we go. Shout out U.S. Champ getting the super chats rolling. Hopefully there's more to come after that. Giggity. But we do want to discuss with you guys what y'all think about the hire. So if you want to get up on the show, you can send a super chat like our guy U.S. Champ did. Or you can use hashtag Saints. That's a very easy way to get involved on the channel. You can ask a question. You can share a hot take. You can really say whatever you want. Just use hashtag Saints with your question so that way producer Chip can pull it. And if you send in a super chat, you're guaranteed to get on the show. If you don't, you're at Chip's mercy. U.S. Champ checking in with another 5. On the ball, yes, we will sign your name on the ball. So it's going to be like one of those like autograph footballs where it has like one side is like this side right here is like the football print, and then it's white, and then one of the sides has like the logo and stuff on it. So we'll sign it on the sides that the logo isn't on. But yeah, we want to get you guys, we want it to represent the whole squad here. We want it to represent the whole family and the whole Dat Nation and all of the Golden Gang and all the real ones hanging out with us. So keep on liking the video. Keep on hanging out with us. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I encourage you. It's 100% free. We give you guys coverage all throughout the season. We also give you guys coverage throughout the offseason. We're going to be live throughout the draft, throughout free agency. We're going to be discussing stuff every week on Wednesday afternoon. And anytime there's breaking news like today, it's Friday at 2:45 here in Dallas, Texas. and me and my guy, producer Chip, are ready to get this thing going. And if you are, I need you to type "Who Dat" in the comment section. I also need you to like the video. Once we get to 90 likes, we're at 102 hanging out. Once we're at 90 likes, we can get this show started, get this thing off the rails, and we can have some fun. Hopefully, we can have some of the legends like Queen Courtney. Maybe we can get, Nico Canada. I'd love to see Nico hang out with us. John Borelli. If you're out there, if you're hanging out with us in the YouTube stratosphere, this is us. This is that back call coming to hang out with us here at Saints Now.
Yes, sir. Let's have a day. Hey, I could be in for some beer bongs today, man.
Producer Chip, you want to make a deal here?
Yeah, let's make a deal.
Okay, so we're going to break down the Klint Kubiak hire. If we can get to $100 by the end of that cut, about 10 minutes, you want to do a beer bong?
Yeah, let's do it.
Want to do a little beer bong race?
Let's do a little race.
Let's do a little race. We'll do a little race.
Love it.
So here's the deal. I'm a man of deals. We are $90 away. If we can get to $100 in the next 15 minutes, we'll call it. Chip and I are going to do a beer bong race. So, do what you want with that information. Let's have some fun. You guys got about 10, 15 minutes to get those super chats in. Going to get a cheers to Calvin for saying, love your show, bro. I appreciate it. Who Dat says, who Dat dude and me says, son of a Super Bowl winning coach. Patrick Johnson saying who Dat. Ty Man saying who Dat. Chase, let's go. We got an OC. Byron, it's on. I love to see it. Chip, are you ready, my friend? All right, you got it. You got Slack ready to know? Oh, dude, Oscar saying Juwan Jennings going to be a Saint with that hire. I honestly would. Third and Juwan in New Orleans, that would actually be kind of fun. Is Juwan Jennings a free agent? I'll look it up later. Let's talk about it. Let's get this thing going. Chip, whenever you're ready. Breaking news, Who Dat Nation. The New Orleans Saints are expected to hire Klint Kubiak to be their offensive coordinator. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trace Gerard. We're going to break all of this down, break down the information that I have and and how it impacts this team and how this hire is going to make a great positive impact for the 2024 season. So let's talk about it. Adam Schefter, he broke it down. He announced and broke the news saying the Saints are working to hire 49ers passing game specialist Klint Kubiak as their OC per sources. Kubiak would join the Saints after he coaches his final game with the 49ers. In Super Bowl 58, no deal can be finalized until after the game. So as we all know, Klint Kubiak's a little busy with the Super Bowl. He's with the 49ers right now. So the hire can't be made official, as Adam Schefter pointed out, but seems like the Saints got their guy. It seems like this is the guy that the Saints wanted pretty much all along. And here's the deal. This is why you subscribe, because we bring you breaking news. We're currently live on the channel breaking all this down. We're going to take some super chats. We're going to get the pulse of the fan base, take y'all's reactions, and just have a lot of fun throughout this entire live show. But this video is brought to you on demand, so be sure to subscribe so you can join our live coverage next time. We're at over 25,000 subs. Can we get to 26K pretty soon? I think we can. So let's talk about Klint Kubiak and his path to New Orleans. He is the son of NFL former head coach Gary Kubiak. He served as the Broncos quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator, and he was the Vikings offensive coordinator under Mike Zimmer, and he was the quarterbacks coach. And obviously in 2021, didn't have the season that he wanted. It didn't go well. It was a little bit of a failure. Wasn't with the team after that season, but he does have experience calling plays, and he's part of the Kyle Shanahan tree, which is a pretty good, person to pull from. I feel like the top two guys to pull a assistant coach or a coordinator from are Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. I really, really love the hire. So let's talk about the staples to a Shanahan offense, because I think that a lot of these tendencies will be implemented into the New Orleans Saints offense. So first, they're going to be heavy under center. Eric McCoy, we all saw the clips from the Pro Bowl. Let's get that under control, man. Just kidding. Give me a hard time. But yeah, they're going to be heavy under center. Going to have a lot of 21 personnel, multiple run schemes. So expect Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, or Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller, Jamaal Williams, all of these guys, maybe even Rashid Shaheed, to be utilized in the run game, as well as multiple guys in the scheme at any given time. A lot of play action misdirection and a lot of attacking the middle of the field, which, let's think about it. When the Saints offense was at its best, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, 2019, what worked? Slants over the middle. What might work again? Passing it over the middle. So here's a little bit more on Klint Kubiak as the individual. He helped develop Brock Purdy a lot, to be honest. And without Klint Kubiak's help, I don't know if I'm sold that Brock Purdy could be the guy he is right now. I'm not going to say that Kubiak is the reason for it, but I think that Kubiak's creativity and the way that he operates, meshed well with Brock Purdy. And he does have a lot of experience, as we noted before. And my personal thing about this is that the Kyle Shanahan offenses are always intriguing. They're very fun, and they're very exciting, and they're very explosive. And those are three things that the New Orleans Saints offense just hasn't been, I'd say, over the past 2 to 3 seasons. So I want to hear from you. Clearly, I like the hire. But what say you, Saints fans? Do you like the Saints hiring Klint Kubiak? Again, they're expected to hire. A deal could obviously fall through, but seems like they have their guy. Let me know. What say you? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. And I want to just give a quick shout out to today's presenting sponsor. It is PrizePicks. Thank you, PrizePicks, for making today's show possible. If you're unfamiliar with this awesome app, it is the #1 daily fantasy sports app, and it's daily fantasy sports made easy. You just pick 2 to 6 players, choose more or less based on a projected numerical stat, and voila, you can win some real-time money. For the Super Bowl, these are the projections that I'm rolling with. Patrick Mahomes, more than half a passing yard. Yep, you're reading that right, and I said it right. Half a passing yard. You want to take advantage of that? Go download PrizePicks. Use our promo code CLNS. Isaiah Pacheco, half a rushing or receiving touchdown. Feels like that's going to hit. Brock Purdy, I like me some BCB. I like me some big blank Purdy. Big blank Brock, if you know what I'm saying. 248.5 passing yards. I'm going the more there. I really think that he can sling the rock and make it and air it out against the Chiefs defense. So fade my picks, tail my picks. I don't care what you do. Just do it with PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Plug in that promo code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Shout out to PrizePicks. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. All right, let's talk about a little bit more Brock Purdy here, because I do think that it's an interesting thing to think about. I think that Brock Purdy has a really bad narrative around him just because he was Mr. Irrelevant, and I don't really understand why he gets so much hate. I mean, you see it on your screen. Purdy in 2023, he was third in passing touchdowns. Yards per attempt, he was first. Deep ball completion percentage, he was first. Pressured completion percentage, fourth. Red zone completion percentage, second. True passer rating, first. QBR, first. Deep ball catchable rate, first. I mean, are you kidding me? You're telling me that Klint Kubiak had nothing to do with that. You're telling me that Klint Kubiak had zero impact on this. I think that Kubiak bringing in the experience that he has in learning from the mistakes that he made in Minnesota and being able to learn under a guy like Shanahan to lead Brock Purdy to put up this kind of production, I think that that is a great thing for Derek Carr. I think it's going to be very beneficial for the Saints offense. See Alvin Kamara getting more involved. I can guarantee you Taysom Hill will be very involved and be used in a very creative way. I also think that we might get to see Jamaal Williams be utilized better. Maybe the offensive line can get some help if we can add some talent there, but I really like this hire. In the Saints offense, it's not like it needs a ton to be better. Feels like they got some of it right. They just need something to put their foot on the gas and make it drive at this point. Points per game was 10th overall. Not bad in the NFL. A lot of people are going to sit here and say that's, a lot of these stats come in garbage time and they're empty stats. Whatever. Say what you want, but at the end of the day, this is what the Saints offense was able to do compared to all 31 other teams. In yards per game, they were 14th. Pretty average, right in the middle. Yards per play, right in the middle. Little under the middle, actually, at number 20 overall. But you remember Brock Purdy, his yards per attempt on throws were first, so that could maybe help that out, get some more deep shots, giggity. Third down percentage, they were 15th, right in the middle, and red zone scoring percentage, right in the middle. Not good in the red zone. They were not effective, but Klint Kubiak, Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan, they are successful in the red zone. Kyle Shanahan and Kubiak, these are guys that understand the game of football, that are going to score. that are going to make the offense better. And I don't think it needs a lot to fix the offense. Here's just a few of the things that you need to do. And a lot of these things, if you go back to the graphic we had earlier of the Kyle Shanahan tendencies, a lot of these things are in those tendencies. Pre-snap motion, modern day creativity. That's what Kyle Shanahan and that's what Klint Kubiak can offer. Better protection and run blocking. That needs to just come down to the offensive line. Maybe Kubiak can help out there as well. I don't know. The O-line needs to be better. Don't be afraid to air it out. Kubiak clearly did not give Brock Purdy the fear to air it out. Stop the stupid penalties. You have to stop the penalties. That's just something that the Saints have to do. And then you got to play your weapon strengths. And I think that Kubiak is going to do just that. I love this hire. I think that the Saints knocked this hire out of the park. And at the end of the day, when it comes down to who else was available, I mean, it's the guys like a Jon Gruden, which no, thank you, please. Just no. I'm so glad they didn't do that. But Gerard Johnson, he's staying in Houston. Zach Robinson, he's headed out to Atlanta. I actually really think that that's a great hire for the Falcons. But at the end of the day, the Saints got a really good hire. And I really, really like this move. Derek Carr, he was not great, but he wasn't. Let's not act like he was all terrible. I think that he's going to greatly benefit from Kubiak. I think that the completion percentage shows in the touchdown to interception ratio, it shows that he wasn't making a lot of mistakes. The thing that was frustrating for me, though, was that he wasn't taking chances. He was the only one who was being too conservative with the ball. And at times, I think that he needed to be a little bit more ballsy and air it out a little bit more. I think that Kubiak can maybe help him out with that and maybe incorporate a more explosive offense to allow that to be the case. So chime in for me, Saints fans. Give me your one-word reaction to the Saints hiring Kubiak. Mine, great. Mine's just great. I love the hire. I think it's a great hire. I think the offense is going to be explosive. I think the offense is going to be much better than they were this past season under Pete Carmichael. But I want to hear what your one-word reactions are in the comment section. And guys, if you haven't already and you want to get more coverage outside of these videos on YouTube, I encourage you to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, or all three platforms. My username is @TraceGerard48. It's the same on all three platforms to make it easy for you. I post a lot of short-form content, a lot of interactive stuff, jersey swaps, funny, interactive memes, all sorts of fun stuff. So I encourage you to go check out those social media pages. Give me a follow. And who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden. We got our OC, baby. All right, chime in for me. What is your one-word reaction? 140 people hanging out with us, 109 likes already. Keep on liking that video because the more likes we get, the more people will hang out with us. We are also going to do a mailbag, so if you haven't already, get your hashtag or questions and hot takes in on the show. Hashtag Saints, better yet, Super Chat. And we only have one guy who's Super Chatted today, and it's US Champ. And there's a reason he's the champ, because he's a legend. That's
legend.
Why.
We gotta get the party going, man.
I mean, this is celebration, Chip.
Come on,
it's
man.
a Friday. It's a celebration. I don't know why the energy is so low, my friend.
Let's go. Let's get it going. It's a new day here.
Gerald Jenkins says, I like the hire because of the name Kubiak. Go check out the name. Boston Bob saying, Trizzy the man. What up, Boston? Sorry, had to rehydrate, Lather the pipes, if you will. Mikey Taylor, his one word is awesome. I love the hire too, man. I think it's a great hire. I think it's a really, really good move. Did you get it in there that cut's done? Cool. I just didn't see it in there. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Mikey's word is awesome. Jerry G's just throwing the party emojis in there. Can everyone really quick, can we try to get 100 hoot-ats in the comment section really fast? Really fast. I'm going to set a 2-minute timer. We got to get 100 hoot-ats in the comment section in the next 2 minutes. Otherwise, the bosses are saying we have to shut off the stream and we can't do the mailbag. And I don't want to do that. So I need 200 hoot-ats in the comment section. Ready, set, go.
Go, 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 go.
Byron,
let's go.
DJ, Oscar, Chip, get up on screen with me, my friend.
Let's go.
Get up on screen. We got to rile these guys up. You're getting shout-outs if you type hoot-at.
Let's
Brandon,
go.
Colorado, Jigsaw, faster.
Keep it going.
TD,
Come
Bo
on.
Stevens, Jose, U.S. Champ, Terrence, Ramirez, Come on. Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Jose Rain! When it rains, it pours. $20 super chat, so we got to do 20 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, flash deal. I'm a Husky guy, and I think people and I think it's funny to watch myself do jumping jacks. So for my sake, I'm going to do this. If somebody sends in, it's an $100 super chat. I'm going to do 50 jumping jacks shirtless. Just chubby kid doing jumping jacks. It's going to be like the truffle shuffle from the Goonies.
50 shirtless? I want to see this.
Chip, you want to join me for 50?
I want to see this.
You want to join me for 50?
We can team up.
Danny Castellanos saying great. Saint Carlito, Mikey Taylor, go Saints, Jacob, Mikey, Jose, Jacob. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
It's a lot of who dats.
We got our guy, Who Dat Nation, from When It Rains, It Pours. Drop the water emojis in the chat, because when it rains, it pours, baby. When it rains, it pours. Rain, I want you to know something, brother. We're doing a Super Chat MVP race for the month of February, and if you win, you get a custom Saints Now football that I will autograph and send to you. We'll put the names of other awesome real ones from the channel on the football as well. We'll mail it out to you. It's the first of its kind. So, Rain, if you want to get in early on that giveaway, I encourage you, $50 Super Chat. We're tracking them. Whoever sends in the most $50 Super Chats gets the MVP prize. Oscar! How do I become a legend? You become a legend by doing this. By being a first-time Super Chatter. I'm gonna put on I'm gonna put on the turnover chain because it's a first-time Super Chatter. Oscar, that's for you, brother. That's all for you. Says, who dat affordable free agents 49ers video? Affordable 49ers free agent video. That's a smart one.
Yeah.
That might need to be our video on Monday.
Who could I
have some cut candidates going out as well this weekend, excuse me, on I believe tomorrow. I'm going to put out that cut candidates video tomorrow afternoon. We might do 2 videos.
Like it.
Damn. 49ers free agent video is a smart idea.
Yeah.
That might be
very smart. Look at that.
Look
at Oscar giving us content.
That feels like that should be the video tomorrow instead over a mailbag.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea.
Great idea.
I would love Juwan Jennings for the record. Is Juwan Jennings a free agent?
Yeah, let's figure that out.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look at 49ers 2024 free agents. Dude, we could just go down. We could just go full screen. I could just be like, all right, here's these guys.
I mean, yeah, like if.
Dude, just do a player bio. Javon Kinlaw. Wouldn't mind him. I think that somebody will overpay for Javon Kinlaw. Tashawn Gibson. I'm going to focus on offensive guys, just because, whatever. Clint Kubiak's an offensive guy. So Ray McLeod, he's a speedster. He could be a return man. I don't think the Saints need him. Juwan Jennings, though, yes.
He's a free agent.
Bring me Juwan Jennings. He is a free agent. He's a restricted free agent. So the 49ers have a couple avenues to keep him. While he may never be a top-end producer, he's still a dominant blocker who's fearless when making tough catches on third down or in the red zone. There's a ton of value to having a player like Jennings, and the 49ers would be wise to try and lock him into a multi-year deal. So he's a restricted free agent. Charlie Werner is also a free agent, and Sam Darnold. No, thank you, Sam Darnold. I'm going to just go ahead and...
Stay away, buddy.
I'm going to go ahead and just shut that one down right now. Oscar's getting the Hoodats. Calvin, do you think he can help dude get control of the locker room? I do think so. I think it's not even a lack of control of the locker room. I think that everyone's just pissed off that they were underperforming and that the fans were mad. I don't think I don't think the locker room's split. I don't think that people have issues with each other. Look at Derek Carr's latest Instagram post. A lot of players were commenting on it and showing him some love. And at the end of the day, I think the issues in the locker room stemmed from they just weren't winning and they were underperforming and they were under a lot of heat, Chip. Like,
yeah, I
don't
mean, dude,
know.
like winning fixes everything, man. When you win, everything's fine. When you lose, everything's a million times worse.
Yeah.
Just how it is.
No doubt.
Just how it is.
Colorado saying, do we got anything news on MT? No Michael Thomas news, but the Saints are closing in on hiring 49ers assistant and pass game coordinator Klint Kubiak as their next offensive coordinator. So that's really good news there, Colorado Ferguson. Oscar saying Olave, Shaheed, Perry, and Jennings. That would actually be kind of fire.
That would be sick.
That would be really scary.
A.T. Perry's a beast.
That would be scary.
A.T. Perry's so good.
A.T. Perry was the steal of the draft. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's a stud.
He is a stud, man.
Every time he touched the ball, he made a freaking play. Like, it was unbelievable. I'd rather have Brian Thomas Jr., also a good option.
Very good
I think
option
he's a
in
really
the
good
draft,
option as
yeah.
well. All right, Chip, let's make a flash deal. $20 super chat, $20. Whoever sends it in, I'm going to shotgun a beer.
All right.
I'm going to shotgun a beer. You think that's fair for the people?
Oh, I think that's fair.
You think that's fair for the people?
I think
$20.
that's fair for the people.
And I do a beer shotgun. I think we might have to do it.
I think that's fair for the people. I think that's fair for the people.
Needed to hydrate right there. All right, guys, keep getting your questions in. Use hashtag Saints or better yet, super chat to get on the show. We're trying to, Brandon, what about Queen Courtney? Mikey!
Oh!
Or what about Patrick Queen? Ray!
Oh!
All right, since we got 20, Chip, you want to shotgun one with me?
I think we got to do a little race.
A little race? All right,
race.
I do have 2 drinks that are not cold, so they'll actually go down easier.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought that through. Every time I went live, I kept one of them so that way I could have a little stash of not ice cold drinks to do these shotguns with. All right, Mikey Taylor, with the new offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak, do we have 10 or more wins next season? Don't know that. I know that we know the opponents. Don't know the schedule. I'm going to say with Kubiak, year 2 Derek Carr, year 3 Chris Olave, year 3 Rashid Shaheed, year 2 Jamaal Williams and Kendre Miller. Depending on the draft, I'm going to say 11 wins. And I know that I'm going to change my guess closer to the season, but right now I'm saying 11 wins. I love the hire. I think just like with a well-run offense and a explosive offense, this team is much better. And this team wins a few. I think they beat the Packers. I think they would have beat the Texans. I think they would have beat the Bucks. I think they would have not have lost to the Falcons. Like, just calling a spade here. Love it. Thank you, Mikey Taylor. Rain, Trizzy, Chipper, I need that football in my life. Don't you worry about it. We got 20 jumping jacks coming for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I need that football in my life. Well, Rain, you in, my friend. You in on the raffle. You have a few entries. We're just every time we go live, I'm just like keeping a running list. And as the month progresses, I'll kind of keep an updated count of how many tickets you got, how many raffle spots you got and stuff. But Rain, you in on the raffle. And Oscar, he's sending in 20 as well. He also said in the live chat, move Penning to left guard and get a defensive end first round, second round offensive tackle. I love it. I love that idea. But here's what I would maybe do instead. Hear me out. What if you go defensive end round 1, best wide receiver available in round 2, and you make a good signing for a veteran offensive lineman in free agency, a bargain player like a John Feliciano. I love that idea of Feliciano. I think he would be a great addition to the Saints' offensive line. I think he would be cheap, but I fear that he won't want to leave San Francisco. But wait, whoa. They got Klint Kubiak, so maybe.
You never know. You might have just cooked something up.
Hold on, we might have just thought of something. We might have just thunk of something.
We might have just cooked something up.
We might have just thunk of something.
I love
I'm
that
just
plan,
thinking of
though.
cuts, right? I'm thinking of cuts left and right. Hopefully Trevor Penning has a massive improvement so he doesn't end up a bust. Yeah, no doubt. The Saints the Penning is getting close to approaching bust status. We are $11 away from getting to 100. Can we get to 100? Can we get to $100? Can we get there? I don't know. If we get there, we gotta party. But Chip, I believe we owe a race for the people. Let's go ahead and get it in. Let's get it going. My dad just texted me. He's watching the stream right now. Could he really talk nonstop for 3 hours? Yes. Dude, clearly my dad hasn't watched the entirety of a watch party. I don't know. Steve, not a real one. Yeah, I'm just going to shotgun. You're going to grab a beer bong? Okay, cool. Chip's going to grab a beer bong. I'm going to shotgun. I'm going to grab a drink real quick so I'm off camera. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all. Promise I'm right here. Don't you guys worry. I'm back. About to fall. Guys, if you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 26,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there ASAP. And with your help, we can get there tomorrow, maybe today. Who knows? We got a lot of people hanging out with us. So if everyone hit that sub button, we get a lot closer. As Shane Curry sent a $5 super chat in. I'll go marching for you, Shane, once we get your super chat up here for you. We'll get it up here and just get it up, LOL. We'll get it on screen for you in a second. Shane Curry, $5. So that means we're 6 away from $100. Chip. Is that what the bosses were saying? That's what the bosses are saying. No, I mean, Chip is over here trying to suggest we may not get to do our mailbag. Like, he's the producer. Normally I'm a producer here. Normally on my watch parties, I'm running the show myself. Chip's running the ones and twos for me today. Just saying. He says we got to get to $100 bucks. All right, what do you think the backup quarterback situation will be like next year, Haener or someone else? I think it's going to be Haener. I don't see why it wouldn't be Haener. I would love for it to be Jameis Winston, for the record. I would love to run it back with J-Bo another time. The way his contract... Rain, I love you, man. The way Winston's contract is set up is that the Saints can wait a while to make a decision on whether or not they're going to move on from Winston this offseason. I don't think that they would bring him back, but I would love, for the record, I would love for him to return. Rain 1134. Hold on, wait for me. We are officially at $100 on the day. Chip, I guess that means we can get a mailbag going. Yeah, no. Jigsaw, send the boxes, please. I love it. Jigsaw saying Winston is a fun number 2, no matter how unpredictable he is. I mean, that's exactly what Jameis Winston is he's unpredictable. He's fun. He's a nightmare. He's horrifying, but it's just a good, at the end of the day, you're going to have a lot more fun watching him throw the ball. I had more fun watching Jameis play this year than Derek Carr. Yeah, they're in there. Those are warm ones. So I'm rocking with a grape. Happy Dad. I'm trying to find the spot. Jerry G says, I'm glad the search is over. Me too, man. It felt like it was going on forever. It felt like that dragged on for a long, long time. Huh? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, full transparency. So here at Chat Sports, we like to be on top of our stuff and get ahead of the game because we're grinders and we work hard. And as my father, who's watching, says, doers get shit done. And so last week, I prepared for the Saints to hire Gerard Johnson because I just had a gut feeling that he was going to get hired. Well, Johnson got hired, just not to the Saints. So then this weekend, I was like, all right, it's going to happen early next week / after the Super Bowl because Kubiak can't be hired till after the Super Bowl. So I was like, I'm going to get it ready this weekend so that way once the Super Bowl's over, we can get that moving, get that train going. Then here we are. So here we are. All right, who you got? Who's going to win in the race? T for Trizzy, C for Chip. T for Trizzy, C for Chip. Let us know in the comment section. Ready to go, buddy? Cheers. 3, 2, 1. Dennis Allen's in the chat. Excuse me. Woo! Woo! All right. When we get to $200, we're running it back. If John Borelli is here, I have his jersey hanging out. I got his jersey. We also brought the Shotski. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I have a Shotski, and Chip and I could use the Shotski. So if somebody sends in a super chat and it just says shot, we'll put Fireball in it, but here we go. Here's how this works. I'm going to take these out. So shout out Barefoot, Allie Barefoot here. She painted this. She handmade this. Isn't this sick? She handmade this. And then here's the other side. Badass. So how this works is we put shots right here, and then we 1, 2, 3 at the same time. Did a lot of those during the watch parties. It was a lot of fun. People really, really liked it. I know my guy Nico Canada loved the Shotski, so if anyone's hanging out and wants to do a Shotski with us, the idea is that second shot is for you. So there you go, my friend. Jameis for Minshew. Jameis can't be traded, unfortunately. But I would like to go on record. You can go back and look on the channel. I said that the Saints should have signed Gardner Minshew 2 offseasons ago, and then last offseason, and Gardner Minshew did well in both situations he was in. Just saying. I want to just put that out there. Maybe I know ball. Oscar! He's a third-time super chatter. He wants to see the Shotski in action. So here's how this works. All right. So I'm going to pour up a shot. So you see, we have 2 glasses. So this one's mine, and this one's yours. See, because it's kind of like writing by your name, and we'll take it together. You see how that works, Oscar? Isn't it sick? And then, of course, when we have a producer, we can have them do the Shotski with us. I'll tell you what. Anytime we get a 50, it's a chip Shotski. 50, it's a chip Shotski. Oscar, you got your shot ready? All right, brother. 3, 2, 1. Salute. There you go, buddy. There you go. That's how you make that happen. We are $90 away from 200, meaning another beer shotgun race. Anytime we get $20, I'm trying to get swole, trying to lose some weight for the summer, trying to get cut, svelte. I believe I'm going to Mexico this summer, so trying to look handsome for my girlfriend, So make me do some jumping jacks, $20 to do 20 jumping jacks. On Wednesday, I did 20 push-ups for $20, and I did about 160 push-ups, and my arms still hurt. So that's a lot of fun. But gotta love that, guys. Any super chats, any donations that go to the program are greatly appreciated. Not only do they help us keep the lights on here at Chat Sports, but they allow us to hire more great people like producer Chip. I remember a long time ago when I was just a wee lad here. I was just a producer, not a host, or not a hybrid producer-host, whatever you could call my role. Maddie, I'm not doing burpees. I remember back in the day, but because we had so many real ones super chat and support the show and subscribe and like the videos and comment and share the channel with their friends, we were able to hire on more and more staff and more teammates to our awesome squad here at Chat Sports. So here's an easy way to support the show if you guys want to go above and beyond and help in our cause here. But last chance to get up on the mailbag before we have to start getting going on that. And then we can turn this into a little happy hour, little shindig, little soiree, if you will.
We need to get some questions in here.
We do need questions. I was going to ask, are we good on questions?
We're going to use a few more. And you know what? I've seen a lot of y'all asking questions, but y'all haven't been using hashtag Saints.
Yeah, what's that about?
I can't get you up here if you don't use hashtag Saints.
What's that about?
So if you already asked a question, just ask it again. But this time, put hashtag Saints in the comment.
All right, Jeff Duncan adding some context. I know a lot of y'all aren't Jeff Duncan fans, but he does have this tweet that adds some context to this whole situation. Don't expect to hear anything from the Saints on Kubiak until after the Super Bowl. That's when they can finalize the hire and formally announce it per the league rules. So that is just, to let you guys know. You won't see, I got a crick in my neck. You won't see the team make an announcement. You won't see any official, he's been hired. None of that until after the Super Bowl. But looks like the Saints got their guy, which is really good news. Rain, what did you put the MT's trade value at? Nothing, because he can't be traded. going to be free agent. Can't trade Michael Thomas. Like, I mean, technically he's a void contract. I guess you could technically trade him, but I don't think you'd get really anything in return for him. Yes. I could talk about Juwan Jennings and John Feliciano. Is John Feliciano a free agent? He is, right? This is bad radio. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, he's a free agent. He's only under contract in 2023. John Feliciano, you are a New Orleans Saint. Ooh. Jalen Polk or Troy Franklin, second round. I love, dude, I'm not going to lie. Sleeper of the draft that a lot of people aren't talking about, Troy Franklin. He is nasty out of Oregon. He's really good.
Wait, Oscar, ask that question again, but you put a space.
Yeah. Hashtag say, like, see how it's written? Oh, damn it. You see how it's written right there? Hashtag Saints, not hashtag space Saints. Jigsaw, use hashtag Saints. Allen, hashtag Stains. Hashtag Stains. Are they thinking about trading Alvin Kamara? Allen, no. I don't think the Saints are going to want to trade Alvin Kamara. I think they'll listen to calls, but I don't think they're going to try and trade him. I'm gonna write this off as a voice to text. I'm gonna write that off as a voice to text. Just curious, why are you a Saints fan? That's actually a good question. Don't throw that one in the mailbag or anything, but I'll answer that just right now. So, growing up, I grew up here right outside of Dallas, Texas, in a beautiful little town called Plano. It's not very little anymore, but all my friends were Cowboys fans. My dad grew up in Houston, and he was an Oilers fan, but then they moved to Tennessee, and so he stuck with the franchise, so now he's a Titans fan. But, I mean, growing up, I was always just more of a college sports fan, and I really liked LSU as a kid. I remember watching a couple Saints games, and I remember watching a couple things on TV and just, like, seeing, like, ESPN hits on Drew Brees and stuff. And I really, really fell in love with the player. And then that was about, 2007? And then in the 2009 season, they went and won the Super Bowl. 2007. I was in, like, third grade. I don't even remember how old I was. I was in third grade. I wasn't even 10 years old. I fell in love with Drew Brees. I loved the player. I fell in love with the team. Guys like Marcus Colston, Reggie Bush, Pierre Thomas, Jonathan Vilma, Jeremy Shockey, Jimmy Graham, Mark Ingram, Demario Davis, obviously, Cameron Jordan, just Will Smith. So many of those kind of guys just made me fall in love with the team more and more and more and more. And I never looked back. I didn't want to be a Cowboys fan. All my friends were Cowboys fans, and I hated the Cowboys. I thought they were terrible. I wanted to be something different, and so I became a Saints fan. So I didn't grow up in Louisiana, but I grew up an LSU fan. So and fun fact, my family is Cajun. My dad's side of the family is Cajun. So there you go. Rain, the golden age. Yep. Adana says, hello, I love your vids. Thank you, Adana. All right, Chip, are we ready for a mailbag? Whatever. Do whatever you want. I trust you. Chip is one of the best in the biz. That's why I'm going to let him call the shots on this one. Oh, dude, I got a massive crick in my neck. I've been trying to get it all day, and I feel like it's getting close to popping. So when that happens, we're going to go live again. Just kidding. Anyway, guys, use hashtag Saints, get up on the show, and we're going to react to y'all's questions, y'all's hot takes. Do we need more questions? We're good? Okay, cool. Really quick, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We have 93 people hanging out with us. Would love if you guys joined the channel and supported our cause here. in that video? It's not out yet. It's on the studio. It's just like listed as a draft. Make sure it's going out. Okay. If you missed the breakdown of Klint Kubiak expected to be hired by the Saints, I encourage you to go look up on the channel here after our next mailbag. We're going to break down y'all's questions and take y'all's hot takes, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. All right, let's talk about it. You guys got questions. I got answers. Who Dat Nation? Let me get one sip of water. Sorry, Chip. Mom always said, hydrate or dihydrate. Let's do it, baby. Mailbag time coming at you. You got questions, I got answers. Welcome into today's New Orleans Saints mailbag. This was filmed as a part of our live show breaking down the breaking news of the Saints expecting to hire 49ers pass game coordinator Klint Kubiak to be the offensive coordinator. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trey Stroud. Let's take y'all's questions. All right, Rain says, we got our guy, Who Dat Nation. I love the hire. I really think that this is going to do a lot of really good things for this Saints offense. I think Derek Carr is going to be very massive. He's going to be a very big beneficiary of Klint Kubiak. I think Alvin Kamara will be a big beneficiary. And I also think Taysom Hill will be utilized much more and in a much better fashion, a little bit more similar to how we saw him get used when Sean Payton was around. Less, the last couple years where it seemed like his usage was a little stale. So I love this hire. I think it's A+ hire, to be honest. Maybe A- just because it isn't, one of the top guys. But I think he is the top guy left, and I think that he is a top-tier hire for the Saints. And I love the hire, and I'm excited to see him in New Orleans. Let me know what you guys think of the hire in the comment section. Oscar, $10 super chat saying, who dat? Affordable free agents video from the 49ers? How do I become a legend? So, Oscar, you are a legend just by hanging out with us and by super chatting, going above and beyond for supporting the channel. As for your question on affordable free agents, man, 2 that I have in mind. I definitely am going to do this as a video, so shout out to Oscar for this idea. Honestly, might need to put this super chat in that video as well. But anyway, back to the topic. I want Juwan Jennings and I want Jon Feliciano. Those are the 2 players I want. Juwan Jennings, they call him Third and Juwan. He's been a very reliable target for Brock Purdy. He's the wide receiver 3 out there in the Bay. And Jon Feliciano, he filled in for Spencer Burford when he got hurt, moved over to right guard, or he moved over, he played on the offensive line on the interior at the guard position, filled in for injuries, filled in when there was, things going on the line, and he's been very, very productive. I would love to see Jon Feliciano help out the Saints. I think that he could be a cheap free agent target as well. Shane Curry, $5 super chat. What do you think the backup quarterback situation is? Or what backup quarterback situation will be next year? I'm having tongue twisters today, Chip. Jake Haener or somebody else? I think that it's going to be Haener. I would love for it to be Jameis Winston. I think it would be a lot of fun to bring him back, but Saints traded up to go and get Haener last year in the draft. They haven't really given him a chance. He did show some good things in the preseason this past year, so don't be surprised if Winston isn't back. But Jake Haener, all roads lead to him being QB2, and Saints likely bringing in a very cheap option or drafting a young quarterback or something like that for QB3. But Mikey Taylor, they also have Taysom Hill as an emergency quarterback option. With new offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak, do we have 10 or more wins next season? I already know that I'm going to change my record prediction a few times here, but I'm going to go with the Saints winning at least 10 games. I think that they could win up to 11 because I look back at games like the Packers game, the Texans game, both the losses to the Falcons, or the loss to the Falcons and the Bucs, both of those losses. I look back to games like the Jags game. Had the offense just been a little bit more explosive, you win those ball games. The offense just been a little bit better, just better run. Had it been more creative, had it been a better offense in general, You win those games, especially the Jags game, especially the Texans game, especially the Packers game. I'll give the Bucs credit, and I'll give the Falcons that win. Like, sure, they kicked our butts the first time. We kicked their teeth in the second time. But I think that the Saints can get a double-digit wins in 2024 with Kubiak. So how many wins for you, Saints fans? Predict it in the comment section for me down below. How many wins do you think New Orleans will have in 2024? Just get it in the comment section. Can't wait to see what you guys got to say. And while you're in the comment section, I encourage you to look for the link to PrizePicks to download the #1 daily fantasy sports app in North America. Just go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, plug in that promo code CLNS, and you can get up to a $100 deposit match. So PrizePicks, if you don't know what it is, it's daily fantasy sports made easy. You just pick 2 to 6 players, choose more or less based on their projected numerical stats, and boom, you can win some real-time money. So let's look at the projections I'm rolling with for the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, they're running a special with him, half a passing yard. That's free money. I'm taking the more on that. Isaiah Pacheco, I feel like he's going to find the end zone at least once through the air or on the ground. And if he does, that one hits as well. And Brock Purdy, I know the Chiefs' defense is great, but I love George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, and Brandon Ayuk, and Juwan Jennings, like we just talked about. I think that he can throw for at least 248.5 passing yards. Fade my picks, tail my picks. I don't care what you do. Just make sure you do it with PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, plug in promo code CLNS for that $100 deposit match. Shout out PrizePicks. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. All that info is in the comment section description of this video because I love you guys. All right, let's talk to Shane Curry. Let's see what he's got to say. Would Hollywood Brown be a good pickup for the Saints? If not, then how about Darnell Mooney? I actually like both of these options. Hollywood Brown is a fast, very fast football player. I think he could add some burst to that offense. I mean, then you got a lot of speed in Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and Hollywood Brown. But Darnell Mooney, I also really liked him as an option in Chicago. I think that he is a decent wide receiver. I don't know if he can be a wide receiver 1, but I think he doesn't have to be that in New Orleans. So honestly, I think that would be a good fit. Could help the Saints passing game, gives Derek Carr some more options to deliver the ball to. I like both of those options. I think those are great ideas, Shane. So kudos to you. Thank you for sending in that idea. Oscar, Jalen Polk or Troy Franklin in the second round. All right, here's the thing. I know Jalen Polk is the attractive name from Washington, but if you haven't done your homework on Troy Franklin, boy, you're missing out. This guy's tied for 3rd in touchdowns in all of FBS, I believe. It's 17 touchdowns this year, if I have the numbers correct. This guy was insane at Oregon. I think that he is going to be a very good wide receiver. I don't think he's getting enough credit. I don't think he's getting talked about enough, but I really, really like the player of Troy Franklin. I think that I would go, if the Saints were to go with that pick in the second round, I would love that option. All right, Jigsaw, he asks, did the Saints get the best offseason hire? So, I can't believe I'm about to do this. I really like the hire of Zach Robinson in Atlanta. I think that the duo of him and Raheem Morris will be pretty interesting. I think that that's a duo that also will look to stick around together for a while if they are successful. Knowing the Falcons, they'll find a way to screw it up. Other hires that I really like, I love the Titans bringing in Brian Callahan. I think that was a really good hire. I don't hate the hire of Antonio Pierce for the Raiders. I think that that's a good one, but I do think the Saints got a really good one. I mean, the Texans being able to keep Bobby Slowick and Gerard Johnson is huge. So I think that's a big hire as well. But I do think the Saints are getting a really, really good name, and I think they're getting a really good option. One of the better options in the offensive coordinator class this year. I'm just glad they didn't go with Jon Gruden or the guy from the Steelers. Can't remember his name, but he's not my offensive coordinator, so it doesn't matter. Rain, 1134. When it rains, it pours. What do you put Michael Thomas's trade value at? See, Michael Thomas's contract, it's set up to be where he is going to be a free agent in 2024, so It's not really like the Saints could trade him. But just to answer the question of his trade value, I mean, what, a 6th-round pick at most? Like, 5th-rounder for maybe you sucker a team into a 5th-round pick. I mean, he's played in less than 15 games the last 3 years. He hasn't played a lot of football. No, he hasn't. He's played more than that. No, he hasn't. Can't remember the exact game. But he's missed a lot of time. My point being, he's missed a lot of time. He has good on-field production, but I think his time in New Orleans is done. It's unfortunate. I think that we should all remember that 2019 season and remember it fondly, but I don't think that he is going to be returning to New Orleans. I also don't think his trade – he played 13 games. He played in 13 games in the last 3 years. So shout out producer Chip for that. But I don't think he has much trade value. Calvin, I hope they don't trade Alvin, trade Dennis Allen. Unfortunately, Dennis Allen isn't a Super Bowl winning coach where you couldn't trade him like you could Sean Payton. I hope they don't trade Alvin Kamara either. I really like the player. I think he's a guy who should be a Saint for life. The production is kind of dipping, but it also, I think that's a result of the bad offense that Pete Carmichael was running, and I think it was a product of the first year of Derek Carr and last year having Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston, and I mean, it just was a nightmare. So I want them to keep Alvin Kamara, but don't be surprised if they do move on from him. Shane Curry, it would save him a lot of money for the record. This is the last question in the mailbag. How do you grade Gail Benson as an owner since she's taken over? Is she too soft on Dennis Allen and Mickey Loomis? I do think that she gives them too much of a leash. I think that their leashes are a little too long. To be honest, the fact that Dennis Allen didn't get any sort of like heat on his back, or at least it wasn't reported that there was heat on his seat. I think that's kind of ridiculous. He was not a good head coach the first 2 years. Credit where it's due. Got better towards the end of last year, but then he goes and apologizes to Arthur Smith and loses the fan base. Like, at the end of the day, I understand this is a business and they want to hire, but like, I also think you have to appeal to a certain extent, not fully, but to a certain extent to the people who are watching the games, who are filling the seats, who are buying the merchandise. Like, successful teams have successful successful teams like have fan bases that support them when they succeed and fail. They're not doing that right now. The fan base is kind of not bought into the team. So I do think Gail Benson needs to be a little bit tighter on them. Mickey Loomis, I give him one more offseason. If he doesn't do well this offseason, I'm going to start calling, or I'm not going to call for his job, but we're going to start talking about other GM targets. But guys, make sure if you haven't already to subscribe and lock us in. If you made it to the end of the video, we're clearly doing something right. So be sure to subscribe and join our channel of over 25,000 plus Saints fans. Our offseason coverage is only ramping up and it's only getting better. So subscribe, don't miss out on it. And y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time. All right. We're going to have a short super chat, shot clock, and then we're going to hop on out of here. If we can't get a super chat in the next 2 minutes. And then Rain says, shut up. We're sticking around for a minute. Rain wasting no time. Can you do the player top one? Just so we can have the breaking news up there. Thank you guys. At least I'll always have the MT jersey and glass. True. Rain. I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, I'm as a fan, personally, me, you guys go about it the way you want to. I'm going to go about it in the sense of Michael Thomas did a lot of really good things for our team for a long time. He also missed a lot of time. He also spoke poorly about the team and threw Derek Carr under the bus. And I'm not sitting here trying to defend Carr, but like, it's just not a good look. You know, like, it doesn't matter. It's just not a good look. It doesn't look good to trash an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend. It doesn't look good to trash former teammates. It doesn't look good to trash old friends, old coworkers, old bosses. Like, it's not a good look. So I love Mike. It does seem like this is the end of the line for it, unfortunately, which is a bummer. I wish Mike could be a Saint for life. You know, it felt like when he came back this offseason, it was like, oh my God, we could keep him, but
he had his years. He had his good years.
He had his good years, and to be honest, like, I don't think we're ever going to get close to replicating what he did in 2019. maybe if he goes to like the Chiefs or something, he could have another 1,000-yard season just because Patrick Mahomes will air it out to him a bunch. But like, he wasn't faking injuries too. Like, it's not like he was faking injuries. He was hurt. He wanted to play. All reports suggested he wanted to play. So for the people who are saying he didn't want to play, he hated this team, like he was just taking money, to them, I tell you, shut up and stop being a negative Nancy.
I mean, he played through injury.
Yeah.
For Drew Brees, and then it got further injury.
He played through injury to try and get Brees another ring because he wanted a ring too. Like, those are things that, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Shane Curry, $5 super chats, the 5th super chat of his YouTube career. He says, great show today, guys. Last question. Do we replace Lou Hedley? He didn't have the best season. So, okay, Lou Hedley. I'm going to have the numbers botched. I'm going to have them wrong. I already know it. And I'm not even sure where I could find it. But there were stats of, like, the return yards for Lou Hedley. Like, sure, his punts weren't super deep, but he was, like, very high ranked in the amount of punts that he had downed inside the 20 and inside the 10. He had a lot of those, guys. Like, that was something that the Saints valued. They also valued the lack of returns that players had against his punts. So, yes, I understand that his punts necessarily didn't go the deepest. Giggity. I know that his punts didn't have the most hang time. I know that there was that weird penalty and blah, 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 whatever. But Lou Hedley did have good things. Like, it wasn't all bad. Like, Hedley did do his job. Like, sure, he didn't have the furthest punt in the league, but he also had a very low return yards against him. He had a lot of punts down inside the 20 and inside the 10. So the Saints valued that, and I think that the NFL is starting to kind of value that because you don't want to give them touchbacks every time. If you can down a team inside the 10 or inside at the 15 instead of giving them a touchback every time, chip. It is valuable. And, of course, yeah, if you're punting it from the 10-yard line every time, doesn't help. But if you're punting it from the 30, boot the hell out of that thing, Lou. I do think that they'll bring in another option to challenge Lou this offseason.
Can't hurt.
It can't hurt because either A, you get better production out of Lou Hedley, or B, you get a better punter. So either way, it's a win-win for the Saints. I do think that they're going to challenge him this year. So don't be surprised about that. But let's get the 2-minute shot clock going. If we don't get any super chats, we're going to sign off and hop on out of here.
2 minutes.
The cut is out about the Klint Kubiak hiring. We are still live on it, which is pretty cool. While that video's out, we love to see it. What about the kicker? U.S. champ Blake Groupie. He actually wasn't all that bad. He did have some key misses, but he's a rookie. So I think the Saints are going to look at him and say, you know what? He missed some important kicks, but let's see what he can do, and let's see how he can mature. Let's see what he can do after he matures throughout an offseason, and he knows that he. I think that the immediate pounce on calling for a rookie kicker's job isn't always the best, unless it's Jake Moody when you're drafting him in the 3rd round. He was a UDFA. It's not like the Saints really used any assets on him. They're using some cap space.
Didn't
He's
invest
a UDFA.
too much into that.
Yeah, you're not investing a ton into him. So we got a minute left. If we don't get any super chats, we're signing off. I'm surprised that Queen Courtney, she's normally one of the first ones in here.
Man, Queen Courtney, maybe she's busy.
Will Clint bring his brother? I did see Jeff Nowak throw that idea out on Twitter. He threw out the possibility of his brother. Is it Gary Kubiak?
Yeah, Gary Kubiak.
Gary Kubiak coming in to be the running back coach, which would be pretty crazy. 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. No, if we don't get any super chats, we're hopping on out of here. We did break down the hiring or the expected hire of Klint Kubiak. Really good news for the Saints. You think Atlanta signs Cam Newton? No.
What?
No. Cam
Cam's
Newton's done.
cooked.
Cam Newton's done. He's done. No, Laura, you had it right. It was Klint Kubiak.
Well,
Klint
he might have another brother.
Maybe he does have a brother, Clay. Maybe. Jigsaw saying good stream. Thank you, Jigsaw. Be sure to tell your friends about the channel. That word of mouth is a really good way to support the channel. Subscribe and then say, when you're hanging out with your buddies, you're talking about the Saints, be like, oh my gosh, there's this awesome YouTube channel I've been watching. This guy, he does these beer shotguns and it's awesome. His channel has over 25,000 plus subs. I want to keep hanging out with him and his squad. And they put out a ton of short form content. Like, they're on top of it all the time. Like, you guys got to follow him. Kalen resets the shot clock. Any players on the offense that Kubiak could bring with him? John Feliciano and...
People are going to love this video when you
Dude.
do it.
I know. John Feliciano and Juwan Jennings are the two guys I really like. Those are the two guys I really want.
By the way, Klint Kubiak does have another brother, Clay Kubiak, who was the 49ers assistant quarterbacks coach the past couple seasons. So that's possible that Klint could be bringing Clay Kubiak with him from the Niners as well.
It's an interesting one. I saw somebody put in there Tyler Boyd. Interesting option.
That's an interesting option.
67 catches, 667 yards, 2 touchdowns last year. Been interesting in the slot.
Yeah, decent slot option.
Yeah. But hear me out on this, Chip. Let's close our eyes and let's just pretend this thing. So let's think about this. What about a big-bodied wide receiver that is really good at the point of catch, that can make contested catches, that, again, is a big-bodied guy in the slot? Doesn't that sound like what we did with Michael Thomas?
Yeah.
Do that with A.T. Perry.
Oh, A.T. Perry in the slot. Not something I ever thought about.
Throw A.T. Perry in the slot every once in a while.
Interesting.
And then send him deep every once in a while.
Mix him in.
Because here's my thing. Here's what you can, if you go, you can have Olave, Shaheed, Perry, and you could send Olave on a slant on the outside and send Perry on a seam down the field, have him hit him in between the hashes. You could send Shaheed on an out or on a crosser. You could have Olave and Shaheed cross and Perry go through the middle. I mean, that's what I like about this hire, is because Kubiak can tap into that creativity and see what he has and make the best of it.
Yeah, the creativity is going to be huge.
I
love moving guys around.
Like, the Saints have, they have playmakers. Like, they have guys. Like, the roster is not the issue. It was the coaching was the issue. The coaching was a problem. If they have, the tools and the players to be a successful football team, if they can just put it all together, boom. Rain, he sent in a 5. Appreciate your rain. When it rains, it pours. Get the water emojis in the chat. Hot take, Saints win 4 more games this season because of the hire.
4 more.
I would give them the Packers loss. I'd give them that win. I would give them the Texans. I think that would have been a win. I'd give them the Jags. I think that one would have been a win.
I was on that game with you.
Yeah.
I remember working that game with you.
That one was unfortunate. I give them the Jags game and then the Vikings. I think they beat the Vikings.
There's your 4.
There's your 4. 4 more wins. And, hey, if you win 4 more wins, you're 13 wins. That's second place in the NFC.
It's crazy. It's
It's crazy when you think about it. It's really crazy. I think the Lions game, I think the Lions still win that game. They were just really, really good. Sure, the Saints may not have started so slow. But, they did a lot in the back half of that game to really turn it up and put the heat on Detroit and make that game close. So it's like, maybe they could have. I don't think I'm going to keep that as a loss because I think the Lions were a good team. But, guys, we're going to drop the shot clock down to 60 seconds. If we're at 130. If we get to $200, we can go back to 2-minute shot clock. But we gotta get back to some other work here at Chat Sports. If not, but if super chats keep coming in, the bosses say we get to keep the studio space. So
hey, and if we get to 200, we're racing again,
do we
right?
Do we think anybody wants to make a deal? Anybody out there that want to make a deal?
Oh, I think the people are always down for a deal.
Who's out? I wonder who's out in the Chat Sports pit that wants to make a deal. I wonder if there's anybody in the pit that wants to make a deal. Let's see.
Who wants to make a deal? Should I go see if anybody wants to make a deal?
I'll hit up. Nah, it's all good. Yeah, they're asking what's the deal. we got to see if anybody in the Chat Sports crew wants to hang out and help out the cause here at Saints Now. I'm going to put something in Slack.
12-5 next year from Joe Biden off. Jigsaw 13-4 next season. Woo, that's lofty. T. Higgins, I don't know if he's affordable. Yeah, T's going to get a bag, man. T's going to get a bag.
Yeah, he is. So we still don't have any $50 Super Chat entries to get our Saints football.
Gotta get on that.
We have
in the raffle for that football.
Yeah, we don't have. Hey, Barefoot. Barefoot wants to make a deal. Allie Barefoot.
Should open the door like that.
Allie Barefoot.
That was good stuff.
Allie Barefoot. Extraordinaire. What's the deal? $50 Super Chat. What are the Saints fans getting?
Do you want a beer bong with me?
I would love to beer bong with you.
Beer bong race?
Yeah, we can do a beer bong race.
Do it.
All right, so beer bong race for me and Allie Barefoot. The fastest beer bong drinker this side of the Mississippi. Self-proclaimed by her. And $50. You also get an entry to win the Saints Now MVP football, the first ever in Saints Now history. Thing is, if we don't have any entries, we can't give it away, Chip. How are we supposed to give it away if we don't have any entries?
Someone got to get in there.
Somebody's got to get in there.
And you get a race.
Somebody has to, Barefoot. So $50 Super Chat. Not only do you get in on the MVP race, and you get the ability to win the Saints Now first ever custom football. You also get to see Allie Barefoot and I do a beer bong race. It'll be the fastest beer bong you have ever seen in y'all's lives. Dude, Barefoot. We getting a Shotski 2.0 this year or what? Yeah. Yeah, Barefoot also is the one who made the Shotski. So everyone, if you guys could just type foot in the chat, shout out Allie Barefoot or Allie. She's doing her little Princess Diana wave. Is that who it is, Princess Diana? I don't know. I don't pay attention to things that aren't America. Just kidding. No, I'm not. That's the thing. I don't pay. If it's not Saints, I don't know what's happening in the world. I truly don't. Like, my social media feed is Saints and then more Saints. And then after that, every once in a while, you'll see a Saints tweet. It's crazy. So we're going to do 60 more seconds on the $50 Super Chat deal. If no one wants to take advantage, no worries. Rain. Oh, Rain, you are the first entry in for the Saints Now exclusive custom football. He wants the beer bong race. Barefoot, just grab an apparatus. I got drinks for us. Don't you worry.
You know, we're at 180. If someone sends in a 20 right now, gets us a 200, I'm hopping in the race.
20 and it's a three-way.
$20?
$20 for a three-way here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. It's Trizzy, it's Chip, it's Barefoot. Jigsaw.
$20, I'm in there.
Saying
$20,
he's a real
I'm in
one.
there.
Real quick, if you're hanging out with us, can we just get a real one roll call? Let's get the comment section moving again. Let's get the comment section pumping. It's a real one roll call. Get the real ones in the chat if you're still hanging out with us. Get the real ones in the chat. Jigsaw, he's sending his flex because he's a real one. $20, producer Chip hops in with us. U.S. Champ is a real one. He's the realest. He is the first super chatter of the Klint Kubiak era. Oscar is a real one.
Kenzie, real one.
I have a warm one in there if you want it. Okay.
No, the warm's easier to take
Warm's
down.
easier to go, goes down. All right. Barefoot and I are going to take down this race, or this beer bong race. Who you got? Type T for Trizzy, type B for Barefoot.
Who you got?
T for Trizzy, B for Barefoot. Who's going to win the race?
I got Foot. I'm taking the upset.
You got Foot?
I got Foot.
You got Foot?
Thank you. I have the burger.
Dude,
Bird versus mermaid.
that's true. Yours can fly, but mine can swim gloriously. You know what'd be really cool? It's what I'm going to pretend, you know? It's what I'm going to pretend.
Anyway.
All right, so real one roll call. Let us know who you got. Anthony has barefoot.
Yeah.
Oscar, Trizzy's 1-0 today.
He is. He
Rain.
is.
Rain. Ouch, man. What the heck? Where's Duncan? Where's Duncan, the Saints and Celtics fan? That's who I want to see. That's who I want to see.
Is Chip not in this?
I said if we got a 20, got to 200, I'd hop in. We didn't get it.
If we get
All right.
20, I guarantee you I will beat both.
That's just not true.
It's a guarantee.
That's just not true.
Allie Barefoot says $20 super chat. She guarantees that she beats. Wants me to emphasize again. Guarantees that she will beat Trace and Chip in a beer bong race.
That's a strong word.
That is a strong guarantee is a strong word. So we're gonna give you guys 10 seconds before we just get this beer bong race. Before Chip's mercy. Chip will be at Barefoot's mercy.
I have to put both of them down.
I don't know. I don't know if you could.
I don't know if you can.
could.
10, 9.
Oh!
Oscar wants to see it, and we are at 200 on the day. That's what I love to see, Saints fans. Who Dat Nation always representing well. Chip, you're going to need a apparatus, my friend. You're going to need an apparatus eye. The Saints, in case you guys are just joining us, they are expected to hire Klint Kubiak. We have been live for the last hour and a half or so, breaking this down, taking y'all's reactions, hanging out with the Saints fans, getting y'all's pulse and seeing what you guys think. And feels like y'all are all excited about the hire. Feels like y'all are excited. Barefoot, what do you think about the Klint Kubiak hire?
I love it.
You love it? Barefoot loves it too.
It's not Gruden.
It's not Jon Gruden, which is really good news. I'm not going to lie. After a bunch of those targets the OC guys started getting picked up, I was like, shit, we're getting Gruden. I was like, shit, we're getting Gruden, man. I was starting to sell myself on Greg Lewis, which I think would have been a good hire as well. But I'm over here on a wide receivers coach, and I'm like, oh God, please help us out. Yeah, so I'm going to a movie tonight with my folks and with Maddie. So if y'all are doing something afterwards, let us know. But I'm going to be out at a movie.
Do I have another night in me?
I don't know. Do you?
Just when I get home.
Barefoot was out last night at the Katie Trail Ice House last night until 2. Wow. You want to know what I was doing at 2 a.m.? I was fast asleep. Got up at Why?
I had breakfast with my grandparents.
Oh, my gosh. So Allie Barefoot last night at 2 a.m. was putting down, slamming beers with the folks. And she was slamming beers with the lads, if you will. And then less than 9 hours later, well, I guess 7 hours later,
Yes.
not even.
Yes.
Well, it was at 7 a.m.? So 5 hours later,
Yes.
Allie Barefoot is slamming omelets and pancakes with her grandparents.
Now we're beer bombing. What a fun Friday.
Rain says, Trizzy, no offense, but I just don't underestimate the unknown. That's totally fair. All right. It's Fun Friday. The New Orleans Saints are expected to hire Klint Kubiak. I got Allie Barefoot. I got producer Chip, who made today's show happen. So shout out to both of you guys. Let us know who you got in the race. T for Trizzy, B for Barefoot, C for Chip. Y'all ready? On go, okay? Chip, no freaking cheating. No cheating. No cheating. Chip.
I have a longer way to go though than you guys. Do I get
3, 2, 1. Just kidding. Just kidding.
1 second at start?
No, that's not how that works. You chose your apparatus.
Longer,
It, giggity, but you chose that. You chose.
Pretty.
Proof size doesn't matter. Size doesn't matter. Who you got? 3, 2, 1, go. I think you were third. It was you were definitely third.
You lost.
It was a photo finish between Barefoot and I. I'm not gonna lie. For a second there, I thought you had me, and I took one. Here, this is a giggity. I took one big swallow, and I was like, "All right, I gotta make this happen here." T won, so I won from Oscar. I love it. I love it. Let's go back to the photo finish. Let's go back to the photo finish here. Oh!
My neck is longer.
No, but look.
What?
Boom. He started the move
I sort of moved down before.
Oh, that's a photo finish.
Photo finish like in Cars. Lightning McQueen.
Rain says it was the neck.
It was the neck. It was the neck.
I'm done with this.
You gotta love the neck.
You want to run it back?
What's the deal? All right, Barefoot said another 50. We run it back, and she gets to go on her redemption tour. We're going to do another 2-minute super chat shot clock since we got to $200. Chip, really fast, can we just run through the graphics just for people who are just now tuning in? Just a couple of the list logos, social, and whatnot. But yeah, really fast, I want to talk about this hire again because we know you guys aren't here just to see us drink and have a good time. We do know you guys want to get the latest Saints updates. So here we are. Adam Schefter broke it down here a few hours ago. And about 45 minutes later, we were live, which was pretty crazy, Chip. Saints are working to hire 49ers passing game coordinator specialist Klint Kubiak as their OC per sources. Kubiak would join New Orleans after he coaches his final game with San Francisco in the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. No deal can be finalized until after the game is done. So there you have it. Adam Schefter broke the news. And in case you guys are unfamiliar with Kubiak's path to New Orleans, he started off as the son of Gary Kubiak, comes from a good football family, as well as a good football tree under the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree. Brickster, oh my goodness, I bet you didn't think I would show up. How you been, man? Brickster, it's good to see you, brother. He was the Broncos quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator. He was also the offensive coordinator under Mike Zimmer in Minnesota and the quarterbacks coach. Obviously, the tenure in Minnesota did not end the way he, or I guess Vikings fans, would have necessarily wanted it. Wasn't very successful, but he did go to San Francisco after that, and I think that he was able to learn some good stuff. Really, really maximized Brock Purdy and his abilities in the pass game, and that passing offense in San Francisco is something special. But let's look at what the Shanahan offensive staples are. A lot of under center packages. Derek Carr, expect him to be under center a bunch, dropping back in, being able to survey the field, have some time to be able to deliver the pass to his wide receivers and tight ends and pass catchers. 21 personnel, multiple run scheme. You're going to see a lot of different run packages, a lot of different players running the ball, a lot of play action misdirection. I think that that's a big thing that the Saints need to utilize. Pre-snap motion, making and creating confusion for opposing defenses. That's the big key with that pre-snap motion and attacking the middle of the field. You have to utilize the space in between the hashes. Sure, the sidelines are sexy. They're appealing to throw the ball to, but Derek Carr and the Saints offense has to move the ball downfield through the middle of the field. And Brock Purdy in 2023, he was impressive, guys. I don't think that you guys really understand how good he was this year. There's a lot of hate that's unwarranted for the player, and I don't really get it. The number 3 quarterback with passing touchdowns with 31. He was number 1 in yards per attempt at 9.6. Deep ball completion percentage, 55.3, which was number 1 in the NFL. His pressured completion percentage was good for 63%. That's number 4. His red zone completion percentage. The Saints, for reference, were 18th in the red zone scoring percentage. Brock Purdy was number 2. He has a number 2 red zone completion percentage. That's good news there. True passer rating was number 1. Derek Carr's passer rating was number 10 in the NFL. QBR, 1. His receiving target separation was 14th. His deep ball catchable rate was number 1. The Saints offense in 2023, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like it was aggressively and extremely average. And if the Saints can utilize Klint Kubiak and Klint Kubiak can maximize the roster that the Saints have, that is expensive. That is a little bit older. They can improve these numbers you see to my right, to my left. I don't know, to my right, I think. I think it's to my right. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know what it is. I just know it's right here. You can see these numbers. They can maximize these numbers and they can improve these numbers, especially the red zone percentage, especially the yards per play, and especially the yards per game, which ultimately leads to more points. So how to fix the offense? It's pretty easy. Just use that pre-snap motion that is a staple in Kyle Shanahan's offense. Get that modern-day creativity, a.k.a. Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay's offense. The better run protection for the run game just has to be better. I know that Klint Kubiak's the pass game coordinator, but I think that with him running the offense, he just has to. He's got to make the run game better, and the offensive line needs to be better. And I understand that that's not just on Klint Kubiak, but that is a job that he has to do. You also can't be afraid to air it out. He's got to get Derek Carr comfortable throwing the deep ball. He needs to find a way to hone in on the stupid penalties since Dennis Allen won't do it. And you got to play to your weapon strengths. I mean, you got guys like Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara, Jamaal Williams, A.T. Perry, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Juwan Jennings, Kendre Miller, Foster Moreau. Like, come on. You have playmakers. Play to their strengths. So that is what I believe the Saints need to do this offseason with Klint Kubiak, and that is what I believe Kubiak has to accomplish. So with that information known, we get back to the comment section and we get back to y'all super chats and whatnot. We're going to set another 2-minute shot clock. If we don't get a super chat here in the next 2 minutes, we're going to sign off and hop on out of here. It's been a great stream so far. $200 in super chats, 152 likes. We've had a total of 1,300 people tune in, which is awesome news for the channel. Hey, we got a 2 of 10, almost a little fetty on Kubiak.
There we go. What a day. What a day.
3 videos in terms of content, and then we might even get a short out here in a little bit.
Easy money.
I know there's a lot of hardworking channels out there, but I like to think that we outwork some of them.
I can tell
Not
you
all
firsthand,
of them, but
man.
I think we outwork some of them.
I can tell y'all first that I sit across from this man, Trace, here in our office.
This is a fact.
He is the hardest worker you'll find. The hardest worker you'll find.
No doubt. I appreciate that, Chip. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Chase going Tracy. What's up, Chase? How you doing, buddy? We got 1 minute remaining. If we don't get any super chats, we're signing off. No worries if we don't. $200 on the day is pretty awesome. When is the Saints going to hire the offensive coordinator? Hey, Chase. Just going to keep pointing here. Right here. I'm just going to keep doing this. There you go. 40 seconds remaining. Can we keep this channel live? Can we keep the show moving? I would like to keep this party going. If this is a perfect situation, Chip, we hang out for next hour or so, go crazy on super chats.
I would love to hang out. I would love to get hang out.
US Chip, are you leaving, man?
No.
Don't be going nowhere. Don't be going anywhere.
Someone keep us live.
Somebody's got to keep us live.
Someone keep us live.
Don't make us go do actual work. We want to do Saints work. We want to hang out with the Dat Nation. We want to hang out with the Saints fans. We're going to do a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. US Champ says, I got to go. I've been at work. No worries, brother. We're at work too. US Champ, have a good day at work, my friend. Oscar says, got to go. Have a great day. Got to go change some diapers. I hope they don't stink as much as the Saints offense did last year. New Orleans have hired, or expected, excuse me. The New Orleans Saints are expected to hire Klint Kubiak. Adam Schefter reported it first. We broke it down for the last hour and a half. And on the channel right now, you can see my official reaction, breakdown, and all the information that you need to know as Saints fans. Thank you, Producer Chip, for getting today's show off the ground. Thank you to the entire Chat Sports team for helping us out in various other ways to help the videos do well today. For Producer Chip, I am your host, Trace Gerard. This has been Saints Now by Chat Sports. Y'all stay golden. We're signing off. See you next time.